Vishnum Shashivan Bhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighna Upashantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Gnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarvavidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhiryajatraः Sthirairangaih Tushtuvagumsastanubhih Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuh Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nah Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nah Tarchyo Arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspatirdadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Agne Naya Supatha Raje Asman Vishwani Deva Vajunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuishtham te namavuktim didhema Om Shanti 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 Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahmavarchasi Jayatam Arashtre Rajanyah Shuraiṣavyo Divyadhi Maharatho Jayatam Dugdhridhenuः Odhanadvan Asusaptihi Purandhiryosha Jishnurateshtha Sabheyo Yuva Asya Yajamanasya Viro Jayatam Nikame nikame naha parjanyo varshatu phalavtyo na oshadhayaha pachyantam yogakshemo naha kalpetam Om Shanti 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 Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranaschakshushrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahma upanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma nirakarotu anirakaranamastu anirakaranam me astu tadatmani nirate yaupanishatsu dharmaः te mayi santu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So today is a wonderful day when we are able to go further to note down the message, the thinking, this instruction, the information and the knowledge from Mandukya Maharshi, who is the son of the Mundaka Maharshi. And so these two Upanishads form two sides of the coin. So here in this Upanishad, the Maharshi is able to focus on Omkara. And Omkara is present any and everywhere. And that is the almost a emanation from the Atma or Atma Swarupa. And so A, U, Ma, these three letters out of so many letters in the Varnamala or alphabet, these three letters are combined. Akara, Ukara, Makara, Yati. That's what in Upanishads it is that Akara, Ukara, Makara, Yati. So when you analyze it, A, U, Ma, clubbed, then it becomes a Omkara. And the very first, we have already crossed around 6 to 7 mantras out of 12 mantras talking about this, in Upanishad, which mainly focuses on introspection. You see, we have got in English inspection and introspection. So the spection is only trying to visualize, understand, get the jnanam and wisdom. So spectrum, spectacle, and aspect, all these things comes from the spection. So introspection is Atma Paryavekshana. And Atma Paryavekshana happens more when you have the anugraha of Dakshinamurti, so that you know what you are, who are you are, how you are. That's exactly why even that Shankaracharya says, Kastvam, Koham, Kutayataha, Tadiha Chintaya Bhrataha. So who are you? Who am I? And why we have come into this world? What made us to come back or come into be born in this world? So these are all the very typical questions which are answered in our scriptures, more so in the Upanishadic literature. And Dharmaraja has got questions. Parikshit Maharaja has got questions. Janaka Maharaja has questions. And Sri Rama also has questions. So Krishna also has questions. So you observe prasnena, pariprasnena, sevayacha. How do you get the full knowledge? By questioning, by again re-questioning or thinking, rethinking on the answer. And then sevaya, you have to surrender yourself and say that Sishyasteham Sadhimam Prapannam. I am your Sishya. I have no independence other than you, what you say about it. So please instruct me. So that's exactly what you find here. The first mantra tells you that Omkara is the world, is any and everything in the world. So that's what we notice that. So the present, past, and future is to say everything is Omkara. In the next mantra, we have seen what is this Omkara identified. Is it just a syllable or is it a mystic syllable and it's only a sound, nada, Omkara, nada? Or what is that? Then it is said in second that Omkara is completely, very definitely the Brahma. And therefore, when Brahma takes again birth, Brahma is the Paramatma, Vishnu. So in Purusha Suktam, we are given the thought that he is born again and again. Whenever beings are being pushed into the world. So all beings on the earth are not orphans. That's exactly what we should understand. Anatha anta ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ we have nathavanta ime janaha loke sthitaha. All people who are on the ground or on the earth have got ruler, have got advisor. So ruler means not the parties and all that, which were in the, but all parties are different. They are all different administrators and administration and the government. That is different. But the government of government is Paramatma himself. Therefore, it is said in the second line for us that Etad Brahma, I am Atma Brahma, and but what is this Atma? How that Atma functions in us? Because nobody can remain without fluttering the eye. Nobody can remain simply in a perpendicular state, standing or sitting. He has to become flat and lie down parallel to the ground. So, postures are important. The postures are yoga, and therefore, he says that the Mandukya Maharshi says that Mandukya that Aya ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆತ್ಮ ಪರ್ಯವೇಕ್ಷಣ, ಆತ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ, ಆತ್ಮ ಆನಂದ, ಆತ್ಮ ರಾಮತ್ವಂ, ಆತ್ಮ ಇವ ಬಂಧು, ಆತ್ಮನ ಆತ್ಮಾನಂ ಉದ್ಧರೇತು. Hundreds of statements are there in all scriptures. Therefore, they pitch upon the importance of Atma. But in the window, from the window of Mandukya Maharshi, what is the Atma? It is Chatushpat. He says it has got a four divisions. And what are the four? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. And who is Sakshi at all these stages? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptinam, Sakshi Bhutaha, Paramatma. Or in Lalita Sahasranamam, we get the clue. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptinam, Sakshi Bhutyai Namo Namaha. Lalitambikayai Namaha. Therefore, the Paramatma is one who causes, who witnesses, who stops, who reinstates. Oh, so every action is being done by the Paramatma. Therefore, it is said, and what are these four stages being identified? That's also important. When you talk about we have to name it, because anything that comes into the world, Nama and Rupa, you understand? So when once we depart, Nama Rupe Vihaya anta baratte. So Nama Rupa irodanaka ellaru recognition ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾಮ ರೂಪ ಎರಡು ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಆರ್ ಮೆರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೋ, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯ, ಸಾರೂಪ್ಯ, ಸಾಯುಜ್ಯ, ಸಾಮೀಪ್ಯ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಲೇಔಟ್ಸು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗೃತ ಅವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಜಾಗರಿತ ಅವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಬಹಿಷ್ಪ್ರಜ್ಞ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವೇಕ್ಫುಲ್, you are aware of any and everything that is going on. A lion running away or running towards you, or a cockroach going, or an ant going, etc. Everything. So Bahya Prapancha is motley, MOTLEY. So Ranga Birange anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. So not only it is only one color, but there are so many shades. So the shades of the color is of great attraction and work for it. So especially when we see the women, when they go to the shop, cotton, so they always look for the color and also shade of the color. I don't think men are fond of those things. But anyway, so Bahishpragnata is making people to become more and more conscious. And so the and it has got, so that's what is called Bahishpragna. In the fourth mantra, you observe the second pada, Swapna, that is the Taijasa. So this is a dream state. Tejas andre brightness, speed, activity, brilliance. So what is the tejas? It is the tejas of the mind that is being emanating, or that is being functioning. So all indriyas, as in Prashnopanishad, our Prahlada Maharshi says, what is sleep? Sleep is a state when all your physical members of the body, they automatically go to rest, but mind alone remains not resting at all. So you are entering into another arena of life, that is what we call Swapna Prapancham. So that Swapna is the second quarter and it has got Tejasu and activity. That is the Swapna, Tejas Andre, it is a dream state. So in this dream state, you are able to travel inside your mind and you will be able to get to know the nature of your mind. So if at all you want to note the mind, a psychologist will tell us how is your mind. They try to study on the mind, psycho, and they want to, and moreover, they have the gadgets also to measure our things. So for example, they measure the intelligence. So what is intelligent quotient is an investigation. Suddenly when we are doing PhD in Pune, so psychology department in the ಕೆಲವು research students ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು, sir, we wanted to have an estimate of the IQ of the respective research students of different faculties. ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ, we want to measure your IQ. So imagine. So ಈ IQ ಕೂಡ it is a very at variance. They say that some measure is there, something like our BP or the sugar levels in our body. Similarly, the quotient also is important. That's why when we get into the state of deep sleep, then the mind is active, and in the next fifth mantra, we have already sufficiently noted that down. In deep sleep, the person has no desires at all. He will not see any desires. He will not desire anything. He is absolutely free from all experiences. And he has got homogeneous mass of consciousness within him. And that is exactly a kind of full bliss. ಅದು ಸುಷುಪ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸುಷುಪ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, even mind also stops, and then the experience is different. ಅದೇ ಇವಾಗ in Mantralayam we had 1 week Veda Goshti, and all Swamijis of the Mantralayam extended mathams and all that, they have got 8 mathas. ಆ ಮಠಾಧಿಪತಿಗಳು Veda Panditaru, traditional and academic. It was a big, wonderful gathering where all people are able to give their thoughts and suggestions regarding the Vedic mantras. And at that time, we had a unique opportunity of one scholar coming and exhibiting a documentary on the frontiers of knowledge. How ultimately a Rishi is able to go up to the 7th frontier of knowledge, where he is able to visualize the deity, his mantra, he being revealing all that mantra to us. I don't know, even to, and I happen to be friendly with him, and I got him also once again to play that documentary in Rama Seva Mandali, Jayanagar 8th block, when we conducted a seminar on the journey on Ramayanam. Say a 3-day seminar. Dr. C.V. Prabhakargaru, professor of Kannada, and he was also an important person, chairman. So then I invited that gentleman to come and show us. So then because it was the second time, I was able to note down. So from the 3rd, 4th layer of frontier of knowledge is one experience. From 5th, 6th, 7th frontiers, it's a divine, unique, spiritual, elevated experience, which normally we cannot have it, but only Rishayaha, Maharshayaha, only those people and yogins, they will only get the community. Because who are the targets for Paramatma to make himself known to the people? It is a Rishi. So Rishi is always very helpful because he brings the knowledge of the gods, the language of the gods, the instruction from the gods to mankind. That's exactly what one of the Alankarikas will say. Samskritam nama daivi vak anvakhyata maharshibihi. Dandin, he says, Samskrita andre, it is a daivi vak, it is a girvani, it's a speech, spoken language of the gods. But how do you know the spoken language of the gods? Anvakhyata maharshibihi. See, anu means continuously the divine language has been translated and made published to our convenience. So thereby, whenever you are a student of Sanskrit, I was told that there is going to be World Sanskrit Conference or sometime in August or some time, and there are a large number of scholars for 3 days to participate. I don't know the venue, but one of the participants has sent me the invitation and all that. I'll forward it to on Veda on our WhatsApp group so that you can also be aware that so many scholars who have been working on Sanskrit, learning Sanskrit, and what advantage the Sanskrit will make. In fact, our Dr. Gopi Chand, our own Kendra student, wanted to study the effect of the Gayatri mantra upon our brain, and he had made a wonderful study of that. I don't know, he has not published the results. But anyway, the Samskrita ಭಾಷೆದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಮಂತ್ರ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣ or sloka ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣ would have a great deal of spiritual effect on our own self. Therefore, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಷುಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ you are having no more activity of your physical limbs, but it is a purely elevated activity. I think, I don't know, I'm not anything. So it is an elevated activity of the mind, higher, so that you are
Gurukade, one input I want to give here. In the Sushupti, both mind and intellect, that buddhi, are not working. Only in dream, mind is working, but buddhi is like dormant. But in the case of Sushupti, both are absent. No buddhi, no mind. That's why there is a kind of silence or no activity in the brain. That is one input I want to give.
And another point is that the Paramatma can interfere into the individual. So if at all the Paramatma, in ordinary status, Paramatma will not be visible or heard for us. So unless you are, that's why in Atharva Sirsha, Ganapati Atharva Sirsha Upanishad, is Sa Yoginam Varaha. ಯಾರು ಈ ಗಣೇಶ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಉಪಾಸನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರು ಜನರಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಯೋಗಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಸಯೋಗಿನಾಂ ವರಹ ಅಂತ ಆ ವರ ಯೋಗಿನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ವ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ with the abstract deities who become concrete for them and give. Otherwise, we have got tremendous spiritual literature. And actually, we have lost a great deal of them. Now, what we have got about Veda Samhita mantras, just about more than 15,000 mantras. But imagine all the recensions of all the 4 Vedas are available to us now. Then we are richest people in the world. Something like our Trivandrum Swami, Ranganatha Swami, no, he's called, yeah. So,
No, Ananta Padmanabha.
Sorry, Ananta Padmanabha Swami, he's supposed to be the richest god and richest. Even today, they have not opened 2 or 3 rooms. So much wealth is there, not Balaji in Tirupala. So I mean to say that you have to go to Sushupti and Turiya status. ಅದು ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಿದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Quite often they will be conscious for any small disturbances. Light ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. All these are hindrances to get into the sleep. But anyway, that's what the Omkara Upasana, when we have got the Siddhi of that, Omkara Siddhi, then we are definite. That's why the Mahanyasam begins, Omkara Mantra Samyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginaha Kamadam Mokshadam Tasmai Nakaraya Namo Namaha anta. So the very first letter of the Namah Shivaya, Na is important. Kamadam, Mokshadam. ಈ ಮೋಕ್ಷದಂ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಈ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ possible consciousness we enjoy must become silent. Then only another things, higher things will have some room inside us. If we are worried about what is mundane, there is no scope. If we have got 4 sofas in our drawing hall, though you love the 5th sofa in the shop, you can't afford to bring it. No room. So you have to give a vairagyam for that, because you don't want to give up what you have and you cannot add what you want. So Nakara is something which is something high of highest levels. And so Namah Shivaya, those 4 Na, Ma, Shikara and Vakara and Yakara, these 5 letters are really the embodiment of the Ishvara Shakti in them. Whether any letter is important. When we club all these 5 letters and recite with Omkara, great. So anyway, now we have all, because we don't want to spend sufficiently, we thought over that, we have to make a progress. And when we come to the mantra 6, then we come to note down that Ishvara is there. And who is the ruler, controller, monitor, or impeller, whatever you call it. So that's why we say Ishvaraha Sarvagnaha Antaryami Yesha Yonihi Sarvasya and Prabhavaha Bhutanam Ayayaucha. So ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ವಿ ಮೇ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ದೇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವನು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ನಾತಃ ನಿತ್ಯ ಭುಕ್ತಃ ನಿರವಜ್ಯ ನಿರಂತರ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಪ್ಪ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೌ ಡು ದೇ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ವಿ ಪುಟ್ ಎ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಹೌ ಡಸ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೀಡ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮಂ, you will see that Vishnu is always engaged. ಭಯ ಕೃತ್ ಭಯನಾಶನ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಭಯವನ್ನು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. If at all you want to terrify some people, there are methodology, there is method. So you can't simply get terrified. That's why we say, unless there is the command or the acceptance of Ishvara, even the ant will not bite anta. శివుని ఆజ్ఞ లేనిది చీమైనా కుట్టదు ಅಂತಾರೆ ತೆಲುಗುలో. ಸೊ ಇರುವಾದರೂ ಕಚ್ಚೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಶಿವನ ಆಜ್ಞೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 7th, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಈಶ್ವರ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ, ಈಶ್ವರ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಸ್ 6. And when we come to that 7th mantra, and there it is said Antahayami, submarine. And then we only, our eyes or all our indriyas are outward. So we look things, we feel things, we taste things, and we desire it. So as long as our indriyas are happy, we are always having more and more bahishprajna. ಬಟ್ ಅಂತಃಪ್ರಜ್ಞ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಋಷಿಗಳು ದೊಡ್ಡವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಯು ಗೋ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. ಶೀತಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಅಂತ ದೇ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಟಂಗ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಹಾಕಾಳಿ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸು. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್, ಶೀತಲಿ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕೂಲ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ yoga exercise and heat generated in our body. So they called it as a Sitali Pranayama. That's where, and our yoga master used to get us done it, because he has done for several years, several yoga classes weekly. So anyway, adella aitu. Now in 7th mantra we have also seen that, see, Atma Savigneyaha Shivam Advaitam Upasamam Atma Vigneyaha. That's why ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ, ಬೈ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ದಿ ಆತ್ಮ ಇನ್ ದ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ are always absolutely silent, peaceful, and all-knowing, and etc. is there. And that is called Atma Gnana ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಹೀನ ಮೂಢ ಭರ್ತೃಹರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೋಪ ಬಂದರೆ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಹೀನ ಪಶು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದಟ್ ಪಶು ಶಬ್ದ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ. ಸೊ ಮಹಿಷೋ ಪಶು ಅಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಆ ಪಶು ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಮಹಿಷ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಬೈಸನ್. ಬಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ, ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಹಾರಾಜ. He has terrified gods. He snatched away the portfolios of any and every god, and all that has happened to that. ಸೊ ಈ ಆತ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 7th ಮಂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, ದಟ್ ಅಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅಂತರ್ಯಾಮಿ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅಂತಸ್ಥಿಷ್ಠತು ಅಮೃತಸ್ಯ ಗೋಪಾ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೃತ ಇದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ we are all taken as the Amrutasya Putraha. We are all the children of Amruta. Andre artha ಏನು? This Amruta is a factory, is being manufactured in heaven. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು? Where from are we are there? Not from the human population, male and female. This is just something. Sukram and Rudhiram Misritam cha. So ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ we are not progressing. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಜಾಬಾಲಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈಗ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಈ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರಿಟರ್ನ್. ಭರತ ಈಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಯು ದಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪಟ್ಟಾಭಿಷಿಕ್ತ. ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದರೆ, ಈ ಜಾಬಾಲಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಂದು ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ ಫಾದರ್, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಶುಕ್ರಂ ರುಧಿರಮೇವಚ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂಥರ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದುಬಿಡು, ರಾಜ್ಯಭಾರ ತಗೋ ಅಂತ ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರಾಮ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಟೆರಿಬ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಗ್ರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ಡ್ at the statement made by that great Rishi Jabali. And then he went on chiding in a way, indirectly, and ultimately answered that particular thing. Because my father may not be physically present, but when he was physically present, I made a promise. Not that he wanted me to come to forest, but I only volunteered to say to my father that I want my father Dasaratha to be a truthful fellow. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಗ ಈ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಅಪಕೀರ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸನ್, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಲೆಮಿಶ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಫಾದರ್. ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಆ ತರಹ? ಇವಾಗ ಆ ಮಾತು ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಜೈ ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ರಾಮನ ಸ್ಮರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚಸ್ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಲರ್ನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಮ್. ವೆನ್ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ ಸೆಡ್, ಮಗ ನೀನು 14 ವರ್ಷ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಹಾಸನ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ವೆನ್ ಶಿ ಸೆಡ್, he never said anything. Yes, I go, but I want to know why my father is lying on the ground. ಅವರು ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಲಗಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಆ ಕಾರಣ ಹೇಳು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಅದು. ಸೊ his quest was to find the reason for the condition of his father. Then he is going to forest and all those and satisfying the desire. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಮೃತಮಯವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಮೃತೋಯಂ ಪುರುಷ, ಅಮೃತಮಯ ಪುರುಷ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಪುರುಷ ಈಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಅಮೃತ. ಆದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಜನರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕುಡಿತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿಲಿ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟೆಂಪರರ್ಲಿ. ದುಃಖ ಬಂದರೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೆಲವರು. That is not a solution, but ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? And that's why I was told by so many ale shops are being closed in Bangladesh, news came. So, people have got to resort to a noble habits which will be congenial to their health and prosperity, and they will be able to be contributory. That's why the Atma is Amrutam. So Amruto Bhavati, Amrute Amrutam Atmanam. So that's why there are hundreds of statements in Upanishad where we were introduced that Amrutam is there, Paramatma is there. For example, even in the Kavacha Stotras, Durga Kavacha Stotram, for example, there are 60 and odd parts of our body inside, and all those bodies parts are being governed by a mother. So in this eighth mantra, it is a so yamatma adhyaksharam omkaraha adhimatram pada matram matrascha pada akara ukara makara iti. Now the omkara is being split into syllables. ಇದು ಅಕ್ಷರಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಕ್ಷಜ್ಞಾನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಷರಜ್ಞಾನ. ಅಕ್ಷಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ಷಜ್ಞಾನ ಇಸ್ ಅಕ್ಷವಿದ್ಯ, ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಿ ಡೈಸ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. The Shakuni had the past mastery over the Akshajnanam. Therefore, he saw that he defeated Dharmaraja in the Akshavidya, or otherwise in the dice play. But on the other hand, the Rituparna Maharaja was a great scholar in Akshavidya. So he taught to Nala Maharaja that Akshavidya on the way, because Nala was the past master in the Ashwavidya. So he was able to cover 1,000 yojanas in one day. See, 3 days, before 3 days, the information was about Swayamvaram, Damayanti Swayamvaram, and Rituparna Maharaja was simply at wit's end. Ayo, 3 days, how can I reach? I want to attend the Damayanti Swayamvaram. There is an invitation for me to. Then that Bahuka, who was Nalachakravarti in guise, he came forward, sir, I know to drive the horse, chariot. Then because he had trust, and so at that time, penultimately, the story is very interesting. So suddenly Rituparna Maharaja asked, oh, Mahuka, can you tell me how many leaves this particular big tree has got? Number of the leaves that. Then how can I go and count at all those things? And he was just baffled, that driver, that Bahuka. Then immediately he said, so many lakhs of leaves are there in this tree. If you want, you can go and count. And but Rituparna Maharaj said, hey, see, still we have got to cover the way. We have, see, already only a few hours are there to go to the Swayamvaram. How? No. He said, no, we have already reached the outskirts of this Bhimapuram, Bhaimiraj Maharaja's portal. In few seconds, we can be there in the hall. So that's what. So Rituparna Maharaj was wondering how he has went in. And then at that juncture, that he taught him the Akshavidya, which made him to go and count the leaves in very quick manner and say that the number Rituparna Maharaja said was exactly the same. Mathematical accuracy was there. So hange illi kuda ಈ ಅಕಾರ ಉಕಾರ ಮಕಾರ constituting the omkara is really that. See, Atma is Om, and it is containing the akara, ukara and makara. And the akara, ukara, makaras have been identified in Taittiriya Upanishad. We have got akara is Agni, ukara is Vayu, and makara is Surya Bhagavan. Rigveda, Samaveda, Atharveda. So Agni, Vayu, Surya, all these trinities are also being identified with these syllables. So Akshara Brahma antare. See, Om iti Ekaksharam Brahma navaga, Brahma Vishnu Maheswaras are one only. They're only functional, they're only different functional portfolios, but they have got to have the management of creation, sustenance and annihilation. ಸೊ ಈ ಮೂರು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಲಯಾನಾಂ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಭೂತ್ಯೈ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು కానీ అయ్యవారు కానీ. సో దే కెనాట్ స్టాప్ అట్ ఎనీ ఎండ్. సో దట్స్ వై ది త్రిమూర్తీస్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ దేర్. అగ్నివాయు సూర్య, బ్రహ్మ విష్ణు మహేశ్వరాస్ అండ్ లైక్ దాట్. అండ్ అమ్మ అప్ప అండ్ పరమాత్మ ముగ్గురు ఇదారಲ್ವಾ. సో మదర్, father, and actually any lady will get the motherhood, the name mother, only when she delivers a baby, and a father gives room for the baby to come out from him. So that's why in Aitharya Upanishad it is said that the first conception of a child is in man, and man deposits it in the woman, and woman prepares into a shape of a baby and human or whatever, and then delivers into the world. So there is such a big process. And ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಆ ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಯಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಋಷಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ನಾರದ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ವಿಸಾ, ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ, ಎನಿಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಓಂ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಆತ್ಮಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಂ ಓಂಕಾರ ಅಧಿಮಾತ್ರಂ ಪಾದ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ದಿ ಓಂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ viewed from the standpoints of its sounds and letters. ఇప్పుడు అకార is ఓంకార, ఉకార and makara. And again the word Rama, as we see, the name Rama given by Vasishtha Maharshi to the child born to Dasaratha and Kausalya, there is a lot of meaning. In fact, it was put a question to Vasishtha Maharshi, who is a Brahmarshi. Somebody asked him, when there are so many Chakravartis contemporary to Dasaratha Maharaja, how at all you chose to be a Rajapurohita of Dasaratha Maharaja? A question was put like that. Then he answered that I know that Mahavishnu will be born as a human being, and I wanted to serve and guide him, and Vishnu Seva will be there for me this time. So ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಧಿಮಾತ್ರಂ ಪಾದ and so matra pada akara ukara. Anyway, so these and letters are the quarters. The letters are A, U and Om. That's why the Chinmaya people have put that A, U, M, ಈ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಾಡಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್, ಆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಆತ್ಮ. ಸೊ now you understand the Atma is Akshara Rupam. What is Akshara? Akshara is Paramatma, Ishvara Rupam. That's why in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna has spared one full chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga, and otherly kuda Akshara sense will be getting it. So both Kshara and Akshara or Kshetra and Kshetrajna ಎಲ್ಲ ಆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದೇ ಓಂಕಾರದ ವಿಶೇಷ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ. ಅಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಟು ದಿ 9th ಮಂತ್ರ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ದೀಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್, ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಅಕಾರ ಉಕಾರ ಮಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್? So Satish Garu, would you please read 8, 9 and 10?
Yes. 1 minute, I'll come. Soyamatmadhyoksharam onkadimatram pada matrascha pada akara ukara bakara iti. 9th. Jagarita Sthano
Repeat eighth verse because you did some slip.
Soyamatma
Hmm.
Soyamatma
No, you can
Adhyakshara
split
Om.
and read. Adyaksharam
Okay.
Omkaraha Adhimatram. Repeat.
Soyamatma Adhyaksharam Omkara Adimatram Pada Matra Pa Mat
Padaha. No, you must put a
Pada.
comma in
Okay.
the because I should understand that you are giving me sense in this.
Okay.
Because if you just read like that, ನಿಮಗೂ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So
Hmm.
best is soyam stop. Atma adhyaksharam ಓಂಕಾರಃ ಅಧಿಮಾತ್ರಂ ಪಾದಾಃ ಮಾತ್ರಾ ಮಾತ್ರಾಚ್ಚ ಪಾದಾಃ ಓಂಕಾರ ಅಕಾರ ಉಕಾರ ಮಕಾರ
Makara. Yeah.
ಇತಿ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಸೊ
Okay.
ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ
Hmm.
ದಿ
Hmm.
ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಸಿ ಸೊ ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಈ ಅಯಂ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಧಿ ಅಕ್ಷರಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಎಮನೇಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್ and ಓಂಕಾರ ಅಧಿಮಾತ್ರಂ ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್
Hmm.
ಸೊ ಮಾತ್ರ and matra is time duration. Oh, that's why oh, as long as you utter the Omkara, so long is your happiness inside you. If you just quickly say Om, no, it has no impact on our system. Therefore, Omkaropasana, that's what is called Pranavopasana. This Upasana has become the keynote Pranava for the emanation of the Trimurtis. That's why ప్రణవోపాసన చేసే ಶಂಕರ ನಾರಾಯಣ ವಿಧುಲು ವೆಲಸಿರಿ ಅಂತ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಕೀರ್ತನ. ಸೊ
Hmm.
ಹೌ ದೀಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಓಂಕಾರೋಪಾಸನ. Likewise, even Brahma also, in order to get the power of power of creation, he did not know what to do when Vishnu allowed him to start creation. He just did all evil, negative creation. One halfway lies suddenly, if the world is full of negativity, well, I'm not doing good. So again he realized, and again 1,000 more years he did penance, and then Iswara, as you see in Narayaniyam, probably in 8th Dashakam or so, that he says about this creation, the Brahmadeva, and when once that Brahma did 2-3 times tapas, then Ishvara appeared, he took him to Vaikuntha, showed him the Vaikuntha and all that. It's a beautiful
Hmm. Hmm.
Dashakam in the Narayaniyam, where you get the concept of the creation, ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಭಾಗವತಂ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್. ಸೊ ಭಾಗವತಲ್ಲಿ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಎಲಾಬರೇಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು 10 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಕುಂಠ ವರ್ಣನ, ಈಶ್ವರ ವರ್ಣನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ 10 ಮಂತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. You can read the translation, enjoy how ultimately what is Vaikuntha. We don't know. On ವೈಕುಂಠ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಅಂತ ಪುಷ್ಯ ಮಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಉತ್ತರ ದ್ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ವೈಕುಂಠ ದ್ವಾರ, ವೈ ಡು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೋ ದೇರ್? And they think, oh, they all go to Vaikuntha. Why do they go to? Where is Vaikuntha? What is Vaikuntha? And who lives in Vaikuntha? Even Narayana won't be in Vaikuntha, or even Mahalakshmi. They are all mobile. Vishnu is mobile. Shiva is stationary. And Brahma is very busy, creative. ಸೊ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ತಪಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿವನೊಬ್ಬನೇ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್. ಋಷಿಗಳು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಶಿವಂ ಶಾಂತಂ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥಂ. ಅದೇ ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಶಾಂತಾಕಾರಂ ಭುಜಗಶಯನಂ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಆಕಾರ ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿಗೆ, ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಭುಜಗಶಯನಂ, ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಆನ್ ಎ ಸರ್ಪೆಂಟ್. ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರ್ಪೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಾವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಂಬಬಾರದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನೆವರ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಸರ್ಪೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಎ ಸರ್ಪೆಂಟ್ ಎ ಪೆಟ್. ಆದರೂ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡಬ್ಲಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ಶಾಂತಾಕಾರಂ ಭುಜಗಶಯನಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಡಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಪದ್ಮನಾಭಂ. ಸೊ ನಾಭಿಯಿಂದ ಪದ್ಮ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸಂಕಟ, ಆದರೆ ಶಿವನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಂಕಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಧ್ಯಾನಪರ, ಸದಾ ಧ್ಯಾನಪರೋ ಶಿವ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ ಈಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಓಂಕಾರ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಎಲ್. ಸೊ ಸರ್, ವಿ ಶಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ವಿದನ್ the verses for more explanation, because we have got only 2 or 3 mantras in this Upanishad, and more time we can spend on this, because we are now coming into the core of the knowledge that we can derive from this Upanishad.
Okay.
Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Punaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishchavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Veda Purusha Shirvadostu Mahatu Charanandatu. Om Swasti Shri Hari Om.
Yeah, very good.
Then
Any comments, sir? Nothing, all good. So I'll just stop the recording.